Hey, what's up, guys? Beeler here again, here to do the daily stock watch list review for April 27th. And today we did SPY, Boeing, Bank of America, AMD, Square, Nvidia, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, EA, and Netflix, as well as some pre-market notes in the chats. Just gonna move this over here. So on SPY we had above 287, which it didn't really get to that towards the end of the day, but that still would have been a good run. And then below is 284.65. Which is way out here. So it kind of stuck in between our range that we had here, which is okay because I was kind of hoping it would stay tight in between today. All these earnings that are coming out are really going to bring out the explosiveness and the volatility and volume over the next week or two actually. But this week has an extensive amount of companies on earnings, so be on the lookout for all that movement. You want to see what's like Apple. Apple's the most weighed down Dow stock. You want to watch that. That's going to take some movement. So you want to see how every other stock's playing against each other. So if you didn't play SPY today, that's totally fine. A good play, though, would have been seeing it bounce off of this. Seeing it bounce off on the 5-minute is really strong. Or at least passing your more... Because you see all these levels beforehand. We did all these levels in the stream. But it did kind of exit more of our tighter range than it did our loose range. Because this was more of our aggressive break above and below. But seeing a good bounce on both of these is a good sign. As well as volume going through the roof as soon as these go up, so that's really a good sign. So if you didn't play that one, no biggie. BA. Let me go to the 1 minute so we can see everything. Clear this and I'll redraw the line. The above was 131.85. The break below was 130.15. So the aggressive break below was good. It even came back up and did a reversal right here. This wasn't strong enough. It didn't have any momentum. There's a lot of volume going up to that, but all the juice kind of ran out once it got to here. So here on BA, we said support at 129 bigger before. So it needs to break support at 129 before a bigger move down can be made. Sorry, English is very hard today. 129. So I said if you do see it break below this, that's even better confirmation that you're going to make a bigger move down. And right out the gate, that's what happened. That's so much seller volume. I need to start writing on the note to that 125 level, because that 125 level is notorious for reversal so far. It's happened once or twice now before this. So that's really good to see. Hasn't really broke trend since it got here. Especially right here, it's kind of stayed, you know, up in that little upward trend. Had a little break above and failed to stay above it. Had to come back down and test. BAC, we said break above 23. Let's mark 23. 23 is right here. We did mark that level, though, on stream. That's perfect entry. It even came over it. Came back down to retest it. And on this line, I mean, it did it to all of our lines, to be honest with you. So you could have entered on any of these. That was a good entry. Good entry. Solid entry. Stayed your day trade for the whole day and you would have made some money. Let's go to MCD. I posted it MCD in both chats. I said break above at 9:05. This is also on my Instagram. But here at 9:05, right here when price was at about 185.50s, I alerted that above this level was really good for calls and below here was really good for puts. And I even set a target above it. I don't even think McDonald's on the daily train. Yeah, it's not even on the list today, but I did post this in both chats. And then it ran another over $2 a share. I exited. I told everyone to exit as well as I exiting at 10.21. So about 188.10s, lower 188s. So over $2 a share. Really good move there. AMD was on the list. Clear this. 57.75. That was my break above. Didn't really get no action there. 57 was the break below. It even kind of came back up and hit it before it came down. Good little triangle there. Not the prettiest, but it's there. See, the 5 minutes just not as choppy. You get your better movements here. You see that this wasn't a total strong confirmation because you had wicks on both sides pretty even. And then you had your red candle, and then sellers were starting to take over. Once you got to this doji, you wanted to confirm that a lower high was coming. If it would have came back up and tested here and make a higher high, AMD probably would have ran with SPY, depending on how SPY was doing. But it made a lower high here. So it's confirmation that your puts are looking very good, that you need to stay on that trade. So that's a really good entry. If you got in on puts on that. I said 58.95 is recent high. Be weary. Yeah, I didn't even get up to that. I got to 58. Psychological level. Square. See how Square did. I did a lot of smaller stocks in the beginning of this, looks like. Remove. Above 63.50 seemed to have worked out. I said triple top resistance at that level on the 5 minute. So this on this level, there's a problem here on the 5 minute. Below 63. What a fake out. Kind of did like a small flag here and faked out. Had a reversal with this wick right here. And then it turned into a bull flag. And then kept running. Then you had this kind of pin bar play going. And then it kind of started catching support on this line. But the 1 minute's even choppier looking. Yeah. It's even harder to tell. So if you didn't play Square, no biggie. I need to put Beyond back on the list. I can't believe we missed that one. We did go over it in the stream, but we didn't put it on the list. Here on a video, we said the pre-market level is just 296, 293. Pretty much broke above 296 and hasn't came back since. Kind of had a bull flag right there. Have your flag pole. You got your flag. And then you got your run. Strong confirmation above this too. Even if you didn't enter right here, you could have waited till you got right here. Make a higher high. That would have been a good entry up there. Another bull flag. Kind of with a lot of wicks on it though. That one was a little choppier. On the 5 minute, it probably looks a little better. Nope, it's just straight blue candles. This would have been a good exit, this doji right here. Because yeah, it's a little early. You had to hold another candle for more movement, but it's never too late. You want to get in, you want to exit here. You want to sell into the fishnet of momentum. You don't want to be the guy up here that can't get out of his fill and you keep chasing it. Then for these whole candles, then you miss out on more money than if you would have just exited here to begin with. So don't be greedy. Sell into the fishnet. Here on test. By the way, pre-market levels have been killing it on Nvidia. Just keep doing the high and low on that. I promise you it'll keep working. It's crazy. It's pretty much how I've just been doing that one. Here on Tesla, we had a lot of levels as well as targets. 739 was our break above. So about right here on this candle in the 5 minute. The targets I had above that were 741.50 and 746.55. It caught support on the very top level. So that would have been super strong entry. And I tell you on all these streams, you know, these are good targets for quick scalps. Because look at all the volumes right here. All the volume was in these candles. So all the money was made here. That's why I set them so close. But I also tell you guys that you can play them as support and resistance. If it catches support here, why not re-enter? You know, it's just more sign that it's a higher high made and that it's going to keep running. Look how tight pre-market was. The tighter the pre-market, the bigger the explosion. And I've been almost typing that all day today. It's been crazy. The chats have been just destroying it lately, and it's awesome. Here on Microsoft, I said break below 176. He had a really good solid entry right here. Good patient play to play. Rejected right here on the level that we set at 176. Even moved its way down. Gave you a good confirmation that the trade was still good to be in. Made a lower high. So if you don't ever sell here and you think you're being greedy and you want to see if you're, you know, good or not, you made a lower high. So next time you do get here, you could sell at least most of your position and see if you keep making a lower low. If you make a lower low, it's looking good. Then you need to start thinking about selling. You don't want to get greedy. Here on Apple, we set a bunch of levels. I set more aggressive pre-market levels. Break above 284.80 and break below 282. It's 284.80. Set that way up here. I wonder why. Oh, I see why. I did a more aggressive because the high's up here. I set pretty much this hill. The break below was 282. Sorry, I'm having to like redo my lines as well because I always mess with these charts during the day. I think I was using Apple as an example for something. It actually kind of broke out of my trend and came back up. So the break below was 282. It would have been nearly impossible to get in right here. And as you see it catch support at that 280 psychological level, it would have been smart to think, hey, maybe I should think about grabbing calls here on support. But it is very important to watch your ADD. You want to see what all calls and puts are being bought on the New York Stock Exchange as well as SPY. Is it pumping? Is it dumping? Same with futures. You know, same thing. They're practically the same thing. VIX is fear. If you see VIX flying, this is most likely not flying, unless this is what's holding SPY up. Sometimes you will see Apple be alone and be the only one holding SPY up from complete dropping. Same as BA, all these other stocks that just hold down, that are weighted down a lot. There's market movers, and then there's the actual market movers like Apple and BA and all those other ones, Facebook, Google, Amazon. These move the market with SPY. They're all glued together. They have to move together to go a certain direction. If BA and Apple are going different directions, I almost promise you SPY is consolidating. That's just an example. Not that exact scenario, but that's just a good example. Here on EA, slight cup and handle on hourly, above 118, below 117. Below 117 kind of killed it, honestly. Let's go on the 1 minute and see what you could have done there. See the choppiness. 117. About right here. So it even came up and rejected it. And rejected the actual level I set on the stream. So that's a good confirmation to get back in on both of those. I would have been less confident right here knowing that that was a higher high made. But there's probably some divergence there with SPY or something. I don't see it here in the volume at least, but it did reject the level that we marked, so that's a good sign. If it did come up here and you were in puts thinking it was going to go down and you know you're like, oh crap, should I exit? Look over here on the right shoulder. Did it come back down here? Was it stronger than this shoulder? Was the right shoulder stronger? Did it go down harder? It even came back down and it started making, I guess it didn't make a complete lower low, but it did keep maintaining this line. It never pushed back above it really. That's when you got your fall. So that could have kept you in a trade the whole time. I don't like to play EA a whole lot, so you won't see me post it a lot, but that would have been a good way to stay in that trade. That was a good support catch right there. So the cup and handle seemed to have worked pretty decent, right out the gate at least. And the last one was Netflix. I won't go over every play I called in chat, but McDonald's is probably the best one that I called out personally today. Slight squeeze on 30 minute. That was those purple lines. Above 427.50s, we'll have a lot of close resistance, so be wary. 427.50. Pretty much right there. Pre-market high. Below 423.70, extended hours crucial level. So I was saying long and above this, short it below this. Man, we got some complete choppiness. If you got faked out on Netflix today, sorry about that one. This was a good double top right here. It didn't confirm. Let's go to the 5 minute. Yeah, stay away from Netflix. If I mean, too late now to tell you that, but today was a good day to stay away from Netflix. It's a lot of wicks. Indecisive candles. There's a lot of big move into continuation without ever being able to confirm it. The only way you could have been confirming today's off of these levels was by making new levels. You know that that's your new low, so if you see it bounce there again, you know you're back in that range. Here you go again. Got in there. The high. Mark your high. You never really stayed in this range, so you know that this range is a little low. There's not a whole lot of interest in this range yet. After the double top, you made a lower high. That's your double top. You made a lower high from the double top, confirming a bearish trend. So you're definitely going back down that 423.70 that we already have marked on there. That's probably what I would have been saying if I was watching Netflix that closely, because you saw the double top, you saw the lower high, and this was your level that you had set on your list, and you have this level now as a secondary level to call out. So if you did break below this, that would have been your target to stay in your trade. But that's just a little random trading tip. I didn't actually trade that. That was just a scenario you could have done. Just going through that. But make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys. I really appreciate all of you. And I'll see you on the next one.